Welcome, Hudson Valley, to this week's edition of In Touch, the public affairs and issues program that runs across Townsquare Media, the Hudson Valley radio stations. With us this week is Leslie Woodward, founder of Edenesque LLC. Based in Kingston, New York, Edenesque is a plant-based milk company that is currently in the running for the $1 million grand prize in the Grow NY competition. Grow NY is a food innovation and agriculture technology business challenge that attracts entrepreneurs from around the world in search of startup funding. Edenesque has made it to the final 20, and Leslie will be presenting her pitch at the Grow NY conference this week, November 15th and 16th, at the OnCenter Complex in Syracuse. We invite you to join us and listen to a previously recorded conversation between Leslie Woodward and myself here on In Touch. Hello, Hudson Valley. You're listening to In Touch, Townsquare Media, the Hudson Valley's public affairs and issues program. This is really exciting. We have today just a homegrown, literally a Hudson Valley homegrown business here in more ways than one. This business, Edenesque LLC, is being featured in the Grow New York competition. The competition is to help businesses supporting food and agriculture. The winners of the competition could win upwards of $1 million. Very impressive, and I'm so honored to be talking with the founder here today. We have Leslie Woodward. Leslie, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing all right. Seriously, I'm really happy to have you on. As I was saying before we got onto the mic, it's just exciting to see a Hudson Valley business be able to grow and prosper the way that you are. And I love what you're doing. I was going through your website and seeing the mission and seeing your products. I was like, this is fantastic. I love seeing it here in the area. And I know I kind of gave a little synopsis of what Grow New York is all about, but I know you're living it. You could do it better justice than me. So can you tell our audience, what exactly is Grow New York and where are you in this thing?
It is I would say more of an economic development competition for a particular region of New York. That includes like the southern tier, Finger Lakes, et cetera. There's like four areas. And it's also here to support businesses that are, innovative in their ways agriculturally. We're a CPG product or consumer packaged goods product that's dealing around food. That also has a bit of a mission that, doing things to support the local economy of New York State. And I believe there were, almost 400 entries or applicants.
Wow.
And then it's down to us 20 folks in it. That the competition is next week, but it's November 15th.
No, pretty impressive. Yeah, it's going to be in Syracuse, November 15th and 16th in the OnCenter Center.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That's right. And we're just in the throes of it now as far as deliverables and this, that, and the other. But it has been an enriching experience so far just to have access to so much support and helping develop our business, and it's working simultaneously with what our plans are. So it's just really been a wonderful organic experience for me. And, I feel like I've said that I feel like I've already won by being a finalist because it's such a wonderful opportunity.
That's really wholesome to hear. That's lovely to hear. Now, you brought up the support and everything. It's when people or businesses are in competitions like this, it is not just one sole person or one sole company really doing all the legwork. It really is a community. It takes a village, as they say, and that's awesome to hear that people have come and really supported you guys. Can you tell us about what that was like? Like, how'd you originally get into the competition, and how have things been with people's consumers and friends and family just helping out and everything?
Yeah, but the support that I was referring to was the Grow New York team.
Oh, fantastic.
That support. Yeah, that's the support. And, the support that's in the region, especially for a product like mine. And, you know, I was onboarded with the Center for Excellence at Cornell University, and that's going to be that's a wonderful thing. And just making the connections to, I guess, further support our business in growing and our efforts in scaling. So that's the support. And then, yes, my friends and family members have also been very supportive as well. So I certainly appreciate that.
No, of course. Now, one thing that failed to bring up exactly, Edenesque LLC is a plant-based milk company, correct? That is what you...
Correct.
Yeah, so could you tell us a little bit about that, kind of segue in here now so people can get a understanding of what we're supporting here, the wonderful mission and the wonderful product that you guys have?
Absolutely. So we manufacture artisanal plant-based milks. Right now we have almond, cashew, oat, and pistachio. And things that are unique about us is that we have a large percentage of the main ingredient, almost 40%. Some products out there on the marketplace have 2%, for instance. And so we have a lot of, large percentage of the main ingredients. We source locally where we can. So our maple or honey are sourced locally. In partnership with Wally Farms, we just combined 15 acres of organic oats that we'll be using for our oat milk. And that was done in partnership to allow them to sort of repair or restore their soil. And so they were able to plant 2 crops. And so that's how we want to, partner within our community. And I mean, they're delicious. That's what everyone says about our milks. But they're also very nutrient dense, and we've developed a process to where we'll be able to scale, maintain our process, or come up with a new process where it maintains those beautiful nuances of a clean and fresh and lively plant-based milk product.
Incredible. No, I like everything that you got going on. I am fairly recent to the plant-based milk wave, as you might say. Roommate from college kind of got me into it. I never really knew that was an option before, and he showed me, and I was like, oh wow, this stuff is really good, and definitely can tell all the benefits from it. So you said that you have do a lot of the stuff locally grown around here, and you have these farms. Congratulations on that deal with the oats. That sounds great. Let's bring this back a little bit. Let's go back to your beginnings, your inspirations. You're a veteran chef. You've been working in the culinary arts for a while now. How did you get started in forming Edenesque, and how those little connections grew into what it is today?
Well, I've always been interested in how do we make healthy food delicious? And so you're right, I have a background in the culinary arts. I was trained at Le Cordon Bleu. I worked at restaurant Danielle for a minute, and was the chef at the President's House at Columbia University.
Wow.
And so that's a little bit about my background. And I studied holistic nutrition, and as a result, I started working with individuals on how to use food for healing, or understanding that, having folks understand that connection. As for me personally, I had to understand that connection because I had experienced a lot of childhood trauma. Oh. And as a result, I had a high level of stress, and that stress caused severe digestive issues for me, lots of pain, and I think they would classify it now as IBS, and they didn't understand how to treat it back then. And so what they offered was, here's some Metamucil and here's some prescription drugs. But I always had a link to health food stores and healthy eating. And I know I didn't want to be on medication all my life, and especially at that time I was just 15. So as I understood, I started studying at a young age and saying, okay, wait a minute. whole foods, there is a link between that and health and quality of life and the reduction of symptoms. Let me see if it works for me. And ever since then, and just witnessing throughout community people suffering from heart disease and diabetes, or back in the church, we used to call it sugar. That would be diabetes. It's just heartbreaking to see stroke victims. And my cousin passed away last year. So all of these things.
Oh, so sorry.
And so I went on a quest to say, okay, I'm a fine dining chef, but I also say that, hey, healthy food can be delicious, it can be nourishing, and it can be supportive. And so that's always been my motto, to, outsource, or I guess source locally and seasonally, organically, and purchase the best whole ingredients that I could find as a chef. And so those values just simply transitioned over to another product, which is the plant-based milks. And now it's like, okay, well, how can I use this company to contribute? How can I use it to contribute to the community, nourish the community? And that's why we have an open hiring policy. We're going to be working on a program to where we give a portion of our net revenues to support of Black farmers, and a agricultural reentry program to help reduce recidivism. The next thing we do, again, work with farmers like, Wally Farms, and we're going to work with some others in the area and sort of build local economies, et cetera. And then at the end of the day, this can be a product that you can ensure will nourish you as the end user. So it's like people going to plant-based milks because they're healthier when, they have sugar and gums and all these other things. It's like when you come to Edenesqe, you can be sure that it is what it says it is, and it's going to be healthy and good for you. And then that's the intent and spirit behind the company, and my desire for the past 25 years. That was just manifesting into Edenesqe.
Wow. I'm honestly over here in awe hearing all that. I was like, wow, that is truly inspiring. You're listening to In Touch, the Public Affairs and Issues program here at Townsquare Media. We are speaking with Leslie Woodward of Edenesque LLC and talking about the mission behind it and her plant-based milk products. And one thing that I want to touch upon that you brought up is your background in holisticism, and how talking about that trauma and pain that you experienced, how that more mental thing became physical, and something wasn't treated very well at the time. I had myself this kind of, epiphany, if you would call it, within the pandemic, where I realized I needed help in a lot of ways. And I looked into a lot of holistic teachings myself. I looked into a lot of self-help. I finally got into counseling, and I was learning so much about, one, how the trauma manifests itself, but then also at the same time, what we put into our body. Our gut has a lot more to do with our mood than our mind. Our gut influences the mind in so many things. And I find that fascinating. And I love the fact that you brought that up and how you bring that into your mission.
Yeah, well, because it's important, I think that, and not only that, our environment, what kind of environment are we living in? What are we inhaling? What does that feel like? Is there violence in that environment? And so all of these, our environment and our, food and all that stuff, it's all related to us living our best lives and our best selves, and allowing us, what's going to prevent us from expanding into becoming whole individuals. And I believe that a lot of it starts with food and our food sources and what we choose to consume. I think it is so true that we are what we eat in a lot of ways. And we can sustain ourselves, we can support our bodies medically. And I'm not saying that, allopathic medicine is wrong, but I'm saying that done in tandem, that is more of a holistic lifestyle, in my opinion. And can definitely reduce any types of symptoms, diet and exercise and healthy environment. It's really simple in some ways.
No,
It
absolutely is. I think we're just kind of in a kind of society right now that is pushing a lot of things that we don't know what's in it, and a lot of the processed things. And there's a lot of just simply convenience, especially with fast food in particular.
Sure.
And no, as you said, in tandem, working with health officials and everything. It really gives yourself a chance, as long as, it's like all these things are real. All these health problems that people have are extremely real, but you're not giving yourself a chance if you're not giving yourself the proper nutrition, if you're not giving yourself that sunlight, you're not giving yourself that movement or exercise. It really does make a difference. And thank you for sharing that with us. Like I'm over here is like, I'm beaming. I wish we could be in person right now. I'm beaming right now. I'm smiling at all this, which is so lovely.
And if I could just say one more thing to that, if I just add one little bit, that a lot of those additives and preservatives and gums and things that are in our food has been, scientists have, I guess, research has shown that it can cause hyperactivity in children.
Yeah.
It can cause digestive issues. So if I have a problem with, digesting lactose, and so now I'm going to choose a plant-based milk, and it has gums in there, I'm moving from cow's milk because I'm having digestive issues. Now I'm going to go to plant-based milk because I think it's better for me. But that's now causing digestive issues because, of all the stuff that's in the product. So it's really interesting. And so what do you treat? Even the hyperactivity, do you treat it with, okay, maybe it's something in the food, or you have a more wholesome diet, or do I just say, okay, now we're going to put you on some sort of, ADHD medication?
Yeah, truly. So it really does come down to the fact is like really having an understanding of what you're eating and what you're consuming. And that's throwing it back to your milks. As you said, so much of what you have, it is clean, it's organic, it's from the area, and you have very much of the product in it, where some people, as you said, like may only have like 2% of what the nut or something, like, while it's filled with it in yours. And that's great that you're able to put that together and work on that. Now, do you have that in-house, the actual creation of everything, once you have like the nuts or the oats, and then you do that all in-house easily enough? How's that work?
Well, we were doing it in-house, and we got a little bit too big to do that. And so right now, just because of the demand and the opportunities that were set before us, we were, small. It was small business and doing farmers markets, and we grew and started to get into retail stores. And then the demand just sort of said, oh, okay, well, this can't be done easily in-house, especially to the scale into which the opportunities that presented themselves. And so we're in the process of transitioning to go to a co-manufacturer. So that's what that's what I'm in the middle of that's what we're doing now, transitioning. So it's really is an exciting time, for us. And I pinch myself all the time and say, oh my God, is this happening? But I suppose that it is. The process has been, effortless. So, and that's been a really, that's been a blessing. So.
That's terrific. Isn't that a good problem to have? It's like, oh, we're growing too big, we have to expand. That's a great problem to have. I love that. And I'm sure, I think that kind of leads into something that I want to say here with the competition. I'm sure that kind of leads in, if you were to win any of the prizes. For those listening, there is a $1 million grand prize. There are two $500,000 prizes and four $250,000 prizes. None of those are small. Anything, all of those are fantastic sizes right there. So as you're, expanding and things like that, I'm sure that the money will go to help out with things like that. But what is your plan? What are you hoping to do with the prize money, should you be blessed to, be granted it?
Yeah, so it would go into this transition to scale significantly, and so that would allow us to incubate in that particular area, and also hire jobs, bring high-level jobs to the area, sales and marketing, et cetera. Do many industry trade shows next year. And so it will all go towards jobs and scaling. So that's what that would support.
Investing right back into the company, seeing that, it's the people and it's the places and the networking to really be able to build yourselves up, because you guys have the product, you have a terrific product, and now it's just, bringing the right people in. And I love that mindset. It's a very altruistic mindset, and it's very good to see that you have that with everything. Again, you're listening to In Touch, the Townsquare Media of the Hudson Valley's Public Affairs and Issues program. We are talking with Leslie Woodward of Edenesque LLC, a plant-based milk company that is in the running for Grow New York, and it's an incredible, incredible company that you have. You were talking earlier, you mentioned briefly different flavorings that you had and seasonal stuff. We're getting into the holidays. Is there anything that consumers should know, be on the lookout for the holiday season with you guys?
Not this year, but next year, yes. We're gearing up for a lot of stuff, and they may include some New York State nuts. So, there are a lot of great things that are going to be coming out next year, and it's super exciting. Super exciting.
Great. It's all a process, and I'm sure right now, like so much of your energy right now is in the competition and in expanding. So, one thing at a time. That's growth for you. That's growth, right?
That is correct. That's correct.
But, just to see it all moving forward is really inspiring. And I'm sure a number of people in the Hudson Valley hearing about this, they're going to be like, oh, wow, this is so cool here in our area. And just going to want to be a part of it and want to see it flourish. I know I do. So that's fantastic, Leslie. Now,
I appreciate that.
Oh, you're very welcome. So what's the best way for people to be able to check out Edenesque LLC? Is there a brick and mortar place people should go? Is there a website people should go? Is there social media? What's the best way to stay connected with you guys?
Absolutely. You can go to Edenesque.com. That's Edenesque. And also, we're at Edenesque Nut Milks, or Plant Milks, on the Instagram.
Very nice. And for those listening, you can go to the website of the radio station that you are currently listening on. Go to the In Touch tab, and you will be able to find an article with all the links that we have mentioned and then some. We want to make sure that everybody can find it easily enough. And no, that's terrific. Leslie, thank you so much for being here on In Touch. We really appreciate your insight. I love the altruism that you are bringing through and through with your company, and want to wish you the best of luck with this competition. Is there any last second things you want to say to the listeners of In Touch?
No, just thank you so much for your support, and thank you for having us and having me here today. And again, look for us in your local stores. Next year.
Terrific. Yep. So look out for Edenesque LLC. Check out some of those wonderful plant milks. They sound delicious. I've only had a chance to check out the website. I know for sure that I'm going to have to pick up something for myself. I need to taste this for myself. See, this is the great thing about In Touch. I get to see everything that's going on in the Hudson Valley, and I get to curate it, and I get to enjoy it myself, which is terrific.
That's right.
And I get to pass it along to you, our In Touch listeners. Again, Leslie, thank you so much for being here on In Touch.
Thank you as well.
This has been this week's edition of In Touch, the public affairs and issues program that runs across Townsquare Media, the Hudson Valley radio stations. We want to give a big thank you to Leslie Woodward from Edenesque LLC for joining us here today, and best of luck to her at the competition this week. For more information on Edenesque LLC, visit Edenesque.com. That is Edenesque.com. If you haven't checked us out online yet, you should. On every Townsquare Media, the Hudson Valley radio station homepage, so WPDH, WRRV, The Wolf, and Light FM, there is a tab specifically for In Touch for you to find episodes and articles. Not just that, but we also have a brand new YouTube channel along with Facebook and Instagram pages. You can find us on YouTube under In Touch, a Townsquare Media, the Hudson Valley production, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at InTouch_HV. Whether you have a topic you want discussed or you want to be a guest, the best way to contact us is through our office number at 845-471-1500 or email direct to connor.walsh@townsquaremedia.com. That, and you can use all of our new social media. I've been your host, Connor Walsh. Until next time, stay curious, keep an open mind, and as always, I'm glad we get to spend some time.